Hi, this is Jennifer with Ultimate Closet. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for clicking on the channel, and hope you guys had a good Easter. And yeah, I had a good one. I was actually in a play at my church for Resurrection Sunday. So that's something that I've been doing differently, just getting involved with my church as far as I have been acting, guys. Yeah, I've been taking on some roles, not big ones, but they do make a difference to me. And I was just honored to be in this resurrection play because I did get a vision while I was sitting in church sometime, I think it was earlier this year, and I remember being at the cross. Jesus was actually saying to me, this is why he died for me. And he took me to the cross and showed me where he was crucified. Now, I can remember, the only thing that I really could remember was the face of pictures that I've seen, and that was kind of like the vision that I was seeing, but I know I was hearing the voice, and that just really brought me to tears. So I was so honored to be in the play, to where I was one of the mourners. I was one of the crowds people, where I was pleading for Jesus to be, don't crucify him, But it was just an awesome play. And like I said, I was just happy to be in it. And we just had a grand old time this past Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, known to some. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the time. If I was back in Jamaica, I would have had some bun and cheese and real fish. So I had to make do as far as the fish. Oh my goodness. Nothing compared to what I would have had if I was, having the fresh fish in Jamaica. But I pretended as if it was good. And I had it with some tartar sauce too. And some chips. French fries. Yeah, and then I couldn't find anything that looked like bun, like Jamaican bun. So I didn't have any of that, which I probably didn't need anyway. Okay, but yep, one of those things. All right, so today's video, I am going to be showing a men's shirt that I thrifted. And it looks fairly new. When I'm thrifting, I try to find, things that looks fairly new. And I've been kind of getting into, I remember growing up, I used to wear my brother's shirts, men's shirts. I used to love the look, the boxy look, And then I also used to love to hide my figure. And people would say to me, you don't need to hide your figure, you should show it. But that was just me. I grew up with all boys, so I was very conservative, So like I said, I just loved men's shirt until I started getting in touch with my feminine side and started wearing more feminine clothing. So yeah, but now I feel like I'm going back to it, So I found this here men's shirt, and I wanted to add a feminine touch to it. So what I'm going to be doing, and forgive me, my sinuses have been acting up. So what I'm going to be doing is to remove these sleeves in the hopes of making some sleeves out of this. So I wanted to make it, like I said, where it looks more feminine. I remember wearing like this boxer sleeve, short sleeve, and I didn't like the way it looked on my arm, because when I was growing up I did look really muscular. And you know, people used to ask me if I worked out, but I really didn't. It was just my arms were ripped for whatever reason, and it just had that masculine look. So I didn't used to like wearing short sleeves, right? So anyway, I am going to, like I said, remove the sleeves and replace it with this, and then just try to, you know, come up with something looking more feminine. So I'll take you along. And I won't bring you through the whole process, but I'll just show, you know, what this looks like before, and then I'll go ahead and remove the sleeve from off camera. So I'm using the seam ripper, and I'm gonna go in between the stitch here and just remove that. So just to show you how I'm removing the thread, I go in between the serge stitch, and I, you know, try to remove some of that, and then I remove the straight stitch, and then I just, you know, go through that stitch and pull it off, so I have a flat edge to work with my sleeve. Okay, so I did remove both sleeves. And I wanted to say before I forget, I did speak to a supporter about making a couple of pieces, and if you are watching, I have not forgotten. My sewing machine actually went down and is out for service right now. So I'm using a borrowed sewing machine that I will try to use this borrowed sewing machine to make up the pieces and hopefully get it up and posted so you can take a look at it. But bear with me. I know it's going to be a little more work than this project that I'm doing. So this shirt, you know, I just saw it and bought it and just wanted to do a quick little video on it, because the idea that I have in mind, I really wanted to share. Okay, all right, so I did remove the sleeve, and you know what, guys, now that I'm thinking, this is a great option. Like if you thrift something and you want to remove a sleeve that looks probably worn. In this case, the sleeve is not really worn, but what if the sleeve was, you know, like the armpit here was looking worn, or you know, you're the kind of person who like to switch it up a little bit and remove, you know, like the old sleeve and put a new sleeve in. This is a great project for you. So I am going to even this up, and I'm just thinking it through what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to cut this off here, and what I'm thinking of doing, this fabric is a pretty close texture to this one. Okay, so what I'm, like I said, thinking of doing is to use this as a sleeve and then put this on the end of the sleeve. So instead of sewing a hem on this would be the hem. All right. So I just cut that off. And then I'm going to be using this at the end of the sleeve here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start sewing. So as to get an even sleeve replacement, I have put some notches with my, scissors. So I line these up. And you can go ahead and use pin or clips to hold these together. But I'm just going to go ahead and hold it together and stitch. So this is the finished look. All right, and I can wear it unbuttoned. Or I can wear it buttoned up. So just showing how I took this from looking like a men's shirt to give it a feminine look. I can wear it with, with it out pants. I can wear it tucked in. That's a different look. Alright, but let me know what you guys think. I love the way it turned out. The sleeves are a little long, but I'm gonna work with it for right now. I'm the kind of person that likes to do more than less, just in case I cut too much off, I cannot put it back on, right? But I can always adjust it if it's too long or too big, right? If you agree, thumbs up or drop it in the comments. Let me know, and let me know what you think about the look. Time. All right, guys, I'd love to hear your comments, so please go ahead and do so. Let me know how this looks. Let me know how I'm doing. All right, but that's it for right now. I will, like I said, be working on some pieces so I can post it on, I do have an eBay store with my brother. I haven't been on it in a little while because I was busy with Easter projects and stuff like that, and with alterations and all that. So I will be working on that soon. And like I said earlier, my machine went down. It's being serviced right now. I am using my daughter's machine, but it's one of those starter machines. And while I'm working on it, it just bounces around like this. So I don't feel like, I'm gonna enjoy making my stuff while doing it. But I've been just doing little alterations, little projects here and there. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's it for right now. But if you like the video, please thumbs up the video and share, make comments. And you guys will see me in the next video. And in the meantime, I will be looking out for your comments. All right?